Okay, so you've been diving deep into AI with us.
hmm
And let me tell you, this next one is a real game changer. We're talking liquid AI, a totally new way to think about AI models that has everyone talking with how efficient it is and how well it performs, too.
It's really shaking things up. I mean, we've gotten so used to these massive transformer models like GPT and Llama, and they're amazing, don't get me wrong, but they need a ton of computing power. Liquid AI is a totally fresh take.
It's like bringing a backpack to a weekend trip instead of your whole suitcase, right?
Yeah.
I'm dying to know how they do it.
It all comes down to a brand new model architecture for this kind of AI. It's not built on the typical transformer model that's everywhere right now.
So not just like a small change,
Yeah.
but a completely new design. And they have a few different sizes of this model, too, right?
Yeah, they've got a 1 billion parameter model, a 3 billion, and a huge 40 billion parameter model. It's like choosing the right tool from your toolbox. You use a different one depending on what you're trying to do.
Okay, I like that. Different tools for different jobs. But the really interesting thing is this whole memory efficiency thing. What makes liquid AI so special in that regard?
Well, traditional AI models, they're kind of like packing for a trip with that friend who brings their entire wardrobe. They need a ton of memory to deal with all that data they process. Liquid AI, on the other hand, is like that minimalist friend who packs light, but still has everything they need.
So traditional AI packs the whole wardrobe, and liquid AI just brings the essentials. I love that analogy. But can it really perform at the same level with so much less?
That's $1 million question, right? And the answer, at least according to the early benchmarks, is a definite yes.
Benchmarks. The ultimate AI proving ground. What kind of tests are we talking about here, and how did liquid AI stack up?
One benchmark that really got everyone's attention was the MMLU Pro. It's designed to test an AI model's reasoning and comprehension skills, kind of like a standardized test, but for AI.
So how did liquid AI do? Did it pass with flying colors?
Let's just say it aced the test, especially that 40 billion parameter model. It was amazingly good at processing information and answering really complex questions correctly.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling there's more to the story. It can't all be sunshine and rainbows, right?
You're right. While it's impressive that it's acing benchmarks, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll perform the same way in the real world with every task.
Ah, yes. The real world, where things are messy and unpredictable. What kind of curveballs did the researchers throw at liquid AI?
Well, they tried a bunch of different things, like having it solve complex logic puzzles, and even try its hand at some Python coding challenges.
Okay, so more like real-world problem solving, not just multiple choice questions. How'd it do?
It was kind of hit or miss, to be honest. Like it showed some real potential with some tasks, but it wasn't as consistent or reliable as you'd want it to be. You know, it's not going to be replacing human programmers anytime soon.
Right, that makes sense. It's still really early in its development.
Yeah.
And we know real-world performance is always different from those controlled benchmarks. But this idea of memory efficiency, that seems like a real game changer if they can get it right.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what makes comparing it to these transformer models so interesting.
Right, because those transformer models are still like the kings of the AI world. How does liquid AI stack up against giants like Llama 3?
Well, it's more like they have different strengths. You know, it's not that one is just better. Imagine you're looking through a telescope. Transformers with those huge context windows, like Llama 3 has a massive 128,000 token window. They're kind of like using a wide angle lens. They can see a ton of information all at once, so they get the big picture.
Okay, so transformers are all about that panoramic view.
Right.
Where does liquid AI fit in with its smaller 32,000 token window?
Liquid AI is more like if you're using the zoom lens on that telescope. It can only focus on a smaller area. But what it does see, it sees with incredible detail and precision. And that means it can be amazingly fast and efficient.
So it's a trade-off then, a wider view versus pinpoint accuracy. Are there times when liquid AI's way of doing things might actually be better?
For sure. Think about the situations where speed and efficiency are super important, and you don't need to process a ton of information. This could be something like real-time translation on your phone, or making sure a chatbot can give you quick and accurate answers.
That's a really good point. No need to process an entire encyclopedia when all you want is a quick definition or to know what a road sign says.
Exactly. And this is where that focus on using memory efficiently is so important.
I could see that.
Imagine having an AI assistant on your phone that's just as good as those big resource-heavy models, but it can actually work offline, and it won't drain your battery in 5 minutes.
Oh, that's the kind of future I want to live in. No more waiting forever for a response while my phone tries to connect to the cloud. But even with all this potential, it sounds like liquid AI still has some work to do.
Yeah, that's how it always is with this cutting edge research. It's like they're trying to do the impossible, and there are always unexpected problems and obstacles that pop up.
So what are some of the biggest challenges facing liquid AI right now? What are the researchers focusing on as they continue to develop it? It sounds like there's a lot to do still, but what are the researchers focused on right now as they're working on this?
One of the big things is they're trying to make it more consistent, with how it handles these real world tasks. Remember those logic puzzles and the coding challenges we talked
Right,
about?
all those curveballs they threw at it.
Exactly. So they're working on making the training process even better. And they're trying out some really cool new techniques to help Liquid AI deal with those situations, where it has to kind of think on its feet.
So they want that balance between efficiency
Hmm.
and being able to handle anything you throw at it, making sure it can deal with surprises without needing a massive memory bank to rely on.
That's it. And that's what makes this whole area of research so fascinating. It's not just about making AI smaller and faster. It's about rethinking how AI processes information and how it solves problems from the ground up.
It's like trying to reach a whole new level of AI intelligence,
Yeah.
one that's more adaptable and ultimately more integrated into our everyday lives.
Exactly. Just imagine what we could do if they succeed.
Okay, now you've got me really curious. Paint me a picture. What could a future with this kind of AI look like?
Okay, so picture this. Imagine a world where anyone can get AI-powered medical diagnoses right on their phone. It wouldn't matter if they had internet access or where they were.
That would be unbelievable. No more waiting for appointments
Yes.
or having to rely on all that expensive equipment.
Exactly. Or how about education that's totally personalized for each student, delivered through these AI tutors that can work offline, and they would adapt to each student's learning style.
Wow. It'd be like having your own personal tutor 24/7. This liquid AI. It's sounding less like a single invention and more like a portal to a whole new world.
That's a fantastic way to put it. And that's why I find this research so exciting. It's not just about making things a little bit better. It's about pushing the limits of what we thought AI could do.
It's about creating a future where AI is available to everyone, where it can do more and be more helpful to all of us.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up here, what are the key takeaways for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they learn more about AI?
Well, the first thing is that Liquid AI shows us just how fast AI research is changing. It makes us rethink everything we thought we knew about how AI models should work.
It reminds us that the biggest innovations often come from questioning everything and from exploring those unknown areas.
Exactly. And second, that focus on memory efficiency. It highlights something really important about developing AI, something that's going to become even more crucial as we try to make AI accessible and sustainable for everyone.
So it's not just about building bigger and more complex AI. It's about making it smarter and more efficient with the resources we have. Well, I don't know about you, but I am so incredibly inspired after this deep dive into liquid AI.
Me too. It's a really amazing time to be following everything that's happening with AI.
It really is. And to our awesome listeners, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and never lose that AI curiosity.
That's
Until
worked
next
for
time,
me.
happy learning.